I got hit in the face with that,
Whoa, geez.
that crowbar.
Crowbar?
Yeah. I don't think I have any marks or anything like that. I heard a dink. I was pretty close to her, so I don't think she got much of a wind up.
On November the 3rd, 2023, Officer Santos of the Sedona Police Department observed Erica Montgomery running through a red light. Upon the stop and questioning of Erica, after explaining herself and requesting a sergeant several times, repeatedly, over and over again, after attempting to roll up her window, Officer Santos immediately opened up the car door, pulling Erica out while still buckled, throwing her to the ground. And while this video itself is very telling, it gets very worse from here. What you're seeing is the only video in which we have of the incident. Unfortunately, neither one of the officers' body cams work. Coincidence? As we notice, the third sergeant shows up on the scene late, while Erica is already on the ground. I've sped up the recording just a little bit to see how long Erica had actually been left on the ground. You can see Officer Santos pointing at the ground as though this was it, this is the reason why I did it, then touching his head as though he had actually been hit with something. You can see him touching his right side of his head. After walking around a couple times, Santos then and everybody begin to take Erica to the car, patting her down, searching and seeing what's going on. Of course, it's two women. And as they take her to the car, what you'll notice is that they begin to formulate a plan afterwards to see just how they can go about getting themselves out of trouble, if I would say so myself. It's hard to understand what their logic was or what their line of thinking was, especially due to the fact that, well, there's no body cam footage. You'll notice that Officer Santos picks up the ID card in which he dropped when he lunged in. You'll notice that he doesn't seem hurt whatsoever. He seems to be walking fine, as though he was never hurt whatsoever or hit with anything. What has always struck me as odd when watching this video is the aspect that all of this time goes by and nobody notices that none of their body cameras are on. And what we also notice now is the conversation in which they are having, planning out, and he's explaining everything, getting out his story. And all they can say is, yeah, we don't know, I'm talking. Joined together, good plan of action. And I see something on the ground. It seems as though he's stating, and now he notices what's going on. But again, he's not hurt. No one's hurt. There are no marks. and they've clearly set out a plan of action in which they are going to move about for this situation. Situations like this are a dime a dozen. They're all the time, where corrupt cops do things that are illegal based off of instinct, making mistakes as humans. Then instead of taking responsibility, humbling themselves and saying, I made a mistake, they make up a lie to keep the money that they're getting, to keep the position that they're getting, all while somebody else innocently suffers. Erica's never been in trouble in her life. She enjoys lots of things. She's a community member. She makes jewelry. She's a lovely soul in person. To see the travesty of what has happened here hurts my heart, hurts my soul, and we're going to get justice for Erica, whether they like it or not. Now, when it comes to one of the two officers that was on scene, Mrs. Beers, body cam apparently starts randomly while in the trunk. What we notice is one of the first things, well, the aspect that a crowbar or some type of pry bar is on the ground. This is the object in which is stated that someone was hurt. Someone was hit.
Mark, it didn't turn on when I turned my car on?
Mine didn't.
Are you freaking serious?
Mine was on. Mine was on for yours.
Oh, good. Man,
Mine was on for yours.
can't get anything that freaking works.
I know.
Going down. Yeah, mine, I had to go back.
Mark.
And
I got hit in the face down now.
So I turned my camera on, and as I was pulling in,
I heard the fight over the
I
radio.
keyed up on purpose to get. Yeah.
Mark. Mark.
What else? Yep. That's probably her mother, because she was talking about her mother's shawl. And
They're asking how busy you want. You want them to be with me.
Well, it's completely up to him.
It's up to you how you feel. I mean, I gotta make sure that you're
I'm
okay.
feeling okay. I don't necessarily think I need to go in for a full assessment like that. I'll call triage now later or whatever.
Okay.
But I don't want to.
My thing here is, if he's feeling okay, then why does he get on the gurney and go to the hospital? I've never understood this. I'm feeling okay. I'm not hurt whatsoever. But yet still, it makes no sense to me.
She's okay just because we took her down.
yeah, probably. What's her name? What's her name?
Yeah.
Erica?
Erica.
Erica. My name's Catherine. So, I have Sedona Fire here. They've already assessed our officer. I want to make sure that you're okay. Would you like them to look at you since...
Yeah, because he was the one who assaulted me.
Okay, well, that's fine.
He cracked my fucking neck.
So listen, your statement to me will be one thing later. It's not going to affect how they treat
Well, you know what?
And what you'll notice is that the officer already had stated they've already assessed the officer. Now they're wanting to look at you.
That officer assaulted me and ripped
so
me out of my vehicle.
For right now, Erica.
His actions were beyond unaccountable
Okay, hear me out, please.
out of
Would
bounds.
you like medical
I
treatment?
would like to be looked at.
Okay, you're going to remain in your handcuffs.
That's fine. I want to have my neck looked at. He cracked my skull.
Okay.
He pushed me to the ground. I have bruises all over me.
Okay.
I didn't do anything wrong.
All right, so this is a medical assessment, so you're going to talk to them about your medical needs.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Erica Montgomery, and that officer cracked my neck and broke my arm.
Okay. I'm happy to take a look at you. I'm not all the legal stuff. I don't really have anything to do with it. my concern is your
My
health
neck.
and medical. Yeah, so
I
I'm gonna check
heard
you out.
him crack my spine in multiple places and my arm as he ripped me out of my vehicle,
Okay.
unwarranted, without any. There was no reason
not gonna get into
for
that.
You know what? It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
You can't back up people
No,
do things
I'm
like
not
that.
I'm not
Erica,
backing
we're
anybody
not
up.
backing up anybody.
Yeah, you are.
We're here to help you, and that's
Well,
it.
yeah, I need some help, and what
Okay,
I need
well, we're
right
happy to
now
provide
is someone
that.
to actually listen to me in the fact that I didn't do anything
Well,
wrong.
what we're here is to
I
assess you
was
medically,
trying to
and
prevent
nothing more.
other accidents by slamming on my
I
brakes to
understand.
stop for a stoplight that I felt it was unsafe to stop
Okay,
for.
ma'am.
Well-
and in the process, I got pulled over and
So,
ripped out of my
here's
vehicle.
your two choices
now
that you
all
have,
of my
Erica.
items have been
Erica.
stolen
Can you talk to them
from
about
me.
your ailments
Erica,
right now?
we have
My neck
two choices.
hurts, my arm
You can be
hurts.
assessed by us, or you cannot be assessed by us, and that's your only two options.
Go ahead, take a check.
Okay.
Because I want to know what is wrong with my arms and my legs.
Okay, and we can do that.
All right now.
No, I want information from the police, from the fire
You'll get it.
department.
You're going to jail. It'll be in your stuff.
jail.
You are, ma'am. Go ahead and step in. Go ahead and step in. There you go. Go ahead and step in.
Polite at all. You are not polite. You are not a polite person. Yeah, you're not a polite person. Yeah, I hope you have a daughter. I hope you have a daughter. I hope you have a daughter.
So here's the refusal. It's just gonna have to release it back into your guys' car.
So I'm signing that one?
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's 6,800, right, for the man?
Yeah. Obviously, if anything changes.
Sure.
What we now see is the initiating aspect or point in which randomly, apparently, Officer Santos's body camera comes on without him touching the button or anything. To me, this looks like an edit to where the camera had initially started, to where they kept the camera on mute for 30 seconds and then brought forth the audio as though this was the initiating aspect of when it began.
It didn't turn on when I turned my car on.
But what you'll notice is the aspect that both of them seem to be acting. Beer's camera didn't come on, and apparently all of a sudden, Santos hits the button, and now his is working perfectly fine.
Are you freaking serious? God, man, we can't get anything that works ever. Man, can't get anything that freaking works.
How convenient. How convenient.
It's me. Sorry, guys. I got hit in the face with that.
Whoa, geez.
That crowbar. Yeah. I don't think I have any marks or anything like that. I just
Just right on the side of the
I
head.
heard a dink. I was pretty close to her, so I don't think she got much of a wind up.
Feels intact. A little bit of swelling. You want ice pack?
Maybe. We'll see.
You want to go in, get documentation, all that stuff? Maybe have yours split.
We're down to 2. I don't really want to. I don't know if I even can.
Get a flashlight, just take a look at your eyes and all that good stuff. Perfect. Okay. Looks good. Ankle reactive. Any nausea, headache?
No, maybe a little bit of a headache, but not nothing crazy.
Alright. Well, here to do a full assessment on you, take you in, like whatever degree you want to do.
Okay.
So you look pretty good to me.
Okay.
Everything feels intact, but
Everything looks good to me. Well, I would say the same. And the reason that I would say the same is because he never got hit. If anything was hitting him, it wasn't from Erica. It was from his actions of illegally entering into the car.
Get hit with the Crowbar?
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, so across right here.
Side of the face right. Piece of work, huh?
Yeah, I knew she was reaching for something, so I just hugged her and got her close enough that she couldn't really get much of a wind up. But I definitely, she was punching me, and then I felt that, or I heard like the dink and bounce off my face. So.
Unreal.
It wasn't that.
They're asking how busy you want. Are they?
What is unreal is the aspect that Erica was in her seatbelt And this individual, this person, this officer by the name of Santos, can't even understand or recognize that it was the seatbelt that hit him. When he lunged in, unbuckled the seatbelt, and began to pull her out of the vehicle illegally without any probable cause whatsoever.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I thought these things were going to turn on when we turn the lights on. Man, I thought
I
these
see
things
what
turned
she was
on.
reaching for.
What?
That knife. The big old knife right there.
Take pictures.
Yeah. We'll just get it all on her GCAM. We're going to take this cash just because we don't want to, even though she was saying she wanted her phone.
Another point to bring up. I know what she was reaching for. That knife. Did she reach for it? Did she grab it? Is that just a theory? Did she grab it? Did she have anything in her hands?
And this is
Hey!
sovereign stuff.
Yep. Give me that.
Yeah. Take her wallet for her. As soon as Catherine comes back, there's nothing of value other than just a bunch of books and an urn.
Spices, looks like an easel. Of course, always the... These things are supposed to turn on when we turn our lights on. I don't know why it didn't.
Maybe it did.
Didn't. Then I just get recording it when I hit the button. It's recording now.
Right.
So it's supposed to say mark if it was going.
Your car, though, when you turn your lights on overhead, even if you didn't
The front battery will be there, but the front camera, but there'll be no audio.
that's all right. Some things don't need audio, huh?
Yeah.
Good thing they're coming out after.
Some things don't need audio. How
Sure.
convenient.
Okay. I'm good, man. Thank you.
Sling your food and stuff. What is this? Just water?
Water. As far as I know. As far as I know. Yeah, I think that's just water. But there's so much crap in here.
Well, the only thing of value that I see is the cash that I put, and we'll take pictures and stuff before
Okay.
we do anything else. Just tell her. She'll go to Coco.
Nope. Yep, fine.
Oh yeah, excellent. I don't even know where I'm at. I
Yeah,
just
sorry.
heard. I just heard over the radio, Catherine. She hit it, and it's like, blah blah something, and so I hit my lights and rolled in here.
God.
What? You're back?
Yeah.
Back out? I'm pulling her out. Yeah.
It's alright.
How many times?
I'll go upstairs.
How many times have they asked him if he's alright, and he's stated several times that he's okay?
Madeline, do we call fire and you already called fire on scene? Copy, thank you, ma'am. They're going to be assessing our arrest as well.
Do you want to take her? You want her to take her straight there? Depending on how you feel, I'm good with whatever.
She's already in my car. No use trying to put her in a different car.
Okay. Sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I will take care of stuff.
And I'll do the inventory and get the tow.
Okay.
Should probably tell her. Sam 4, can,
Silver.
it's gonna be silver in color. Let me make my phone call to the chief.
You'll notice he's just holding the ice pack in his hand now. Not even putting it up to his head. Oh, there he goes, throwing it on the car because he's not hurt. Oh, yep, let him get a sip of that Red Bull. You know what that does to people.
Well, he's icing it now and just strained his back from dealing with her for a minute.
So we notice that the sergeant says he's icing it now, which he's not. He's not holding anything. He left the pack on the car. He's not hurt whatsoever. It's a fake, it's a fraud, it's not real.
I'll have him call. I had the medical come and check him out, and we're going to call him.
You just saw the ice pack still on the hood of the truck. There we can see it on the truck again, clear as day. To me it looks as though he's in pain. Of course he says his back, but what is kind of...
So that saw was there. There's a knife hilt right there. I believe knife hilt. Rocks, anything. Jesus.
I hope you have a daughter.
Her property
Okay.
for information she might want to request.
Okay.
Alright. DC knows we don't have to use the force tonight. I'm just going to do an email, let them know what happened. I need you to take a picture of the knife. What would you call that? It's more like
Hilt.
A hilt.
The one I bagged it.
There's a knife in
No, there's a knife.
There's like a Bowie knife
like
next to the
this.
or a K-bar. There's a K-bar next to the seat.
Like mine? Like this? Or big?
Full size. Field knife.
So,
Or at least that's what the hilt looks like. At least it reminds me of like
There's a bunch of new doctors that have
older K-bar.
We're going to go ahead and take the knife as well.
I'll go.
And we'll take the K-bar is the saw, the folding saw?
No, it's
it's a different
fixed
one.
blade knife.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if that's it. We should take pictures of where it's at and then find out
Yeah,
what it
for
is.
sure. And as soon as you're ready, just take her straight there if you want.
Okay.
We'll get your victim right stuff done over to you. And I'll have Catherine send that to you.
Did she strike you at all, Catherine? Just so I know what charges I'm going for.
No, my knee hurts, but it's just from going down. It's fine. I already
Well, you
pulled it
wouldn't have
up.
gone down if it wouldn't have been because you had to control her.
Yeah.
So let me see.
I already looked at it. There's nothing. It's just that.
What you got?
What you'll notice is that the sergeant has brought forth the aspect of stating, well, you wouldn't have got hurt if you wouldn't have had to control her, thereby bringing forth the scenario that it's Erica's fault for some reason.
I just gotta holler at her for another second.
Just in case it
I'll write
starts
one
hurting
I just
or
wanted to check
something
with you
and you're
before.
Definitely not my biggest
Let me
fan.
see the other one.
She's not a big
Okay.
fan of us too.
Yeah. So we'll take pictures of her knees. So
Okay.
it'll be on 2.
They need to
We'll
talk to
go
her.
ahead just in case you get
They
hurt.
need to talk to her one
I
more
don't know.
time.
I just know
okay.
TOA is what
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to tell her.
That or it's just a crap ton of kombucha because the entire car is full of it.
Oh, gotcha.
All a bunch of fermented
All right, man.
stuff
If anything
in there.
changes on your end, you'll
Appreciate
get
you
checked
guys.
out. We'll take care of you.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't. I heard it more than I. Huh? Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
So you got 3 weapons.
Yeah, I heard it more than I felt it. I think, just, of course, adrenaline, but
Oh, yeah.
I heard that dink off my skull. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounded weird.
Yeah.
I don't got much padding to
Yeah.
soak up the.
Well, it doesn't look like you have any like swelling or cuts or anything.
No, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay.
Cool. Well, call us back if you need us, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You're good.
I mean, like any of this stuff.
Yeah, she was reaching all over the place.
I mean,
We searched
I
her
feel
because
like
she
we
was.
could even take
Did we
that.
search her real well? Because she
No.
was stuffing shit all
We
over
didn't
herself.
search her real well, but Sarge just wanted to get her in the car. But
She was stuffing shit all over herself. So, Sarge, we might want to pull her out and search her
Search her
because she
better.
was stuffing shit all over herself.
She's not wearing a bra or anything, and
Okay.
they told me that purple silky shirt that she's wearing is psych ward. They said, "Did you put this purple shirt on her?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Oh,
They're right.
comes from the psych ward."
They're right. I didn't notice that, but they're right.
All right. Well, that might just be part of her attire.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
can get a. I searched her pretty good.
Yeah,
and
she wasn't
and
wearing a
did
bra.
too. And we took out her scarf and everything. So I don't. Other
She
than
has
in
some
her
jewelry
boobs.
But before,
Other than in.
So she
Are
does
you okay?
shit.
What? Are you okay?
Have you eaten tonight?
Yeah,
Okay, because your eyes are real watery now.
yeah. That was weird. It's like a vertigo. Whoop!
Yeah.
Turned over upside down.
Hey, maybe just go get checked out.
Ah, fuck.
No, it's not even an option. And your face is all red now. Right there. Hey, and I can see the redness now. I can actually see the redness right in here.
Don't be tough.
No.
Don't be fucking tough.
It's-
no.
this
So
is
let's
stupid.
just go ahead
It's
and-
not stupid. It's not stupid.
Here, let's go ahead and do this. We'll get it all figured out. We'll even move your car and whatever we need to do.
Get your
Just
seat
go
on the
get
gurney.
checked out.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Get your head checked out.
Yeah. And can you see if you can get his face again? Because now that a few minutes have gone by, you can see the redness.
There's a little redness there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see much in the way of swelling.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll get the gurney. I'm gonna let her.
We'll give me your keys and we'll get your car moved.
Keys are actually in the ignition.
Okay.
She's in it.
All
She's
right.
in it. Yeah. It's unlocked.
Let's just get volunteers rolling. Nope.
Nope.
They can move a car.
They can move a car.
Yeah, they can move cars and stuff. Or can you see if we can get a volunteer out just so we can move cars around? We're going to go ahead and send 911 with the EMTs.
Let's transfer her into my car. She's small. They told me I could transport, but they had to be shorter than 5'9" and under 180 or something.
Okay, let's get him out first.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
I could have walked over there,
No.
guys. This is ridiculous. I feel
Fine.
stupid. Really stupid.
Well, not
Don't-
when your head right here.
Do you want me to take your stuff?
I'm gonna.
Do you have your phone? Would you like it so you can call your wife? Stop recording.
I'm sure you already see what's going on. I'm sure you already notice what's taking place. It's very simple to see how the line of events play out. all with the body camera not working mysteriously, both officers. Then you have the aspect of the officer not even using the ice pack, saying I'm fine several times, taking a sip of the Red Bull, and having a sugar rush to where he faints. All of this is leading up into some things that are very, very telling. As you'll notice, this is the arresting, or should I say the incident report. The department incident report. You'll notice that we have resisting and interfering with police by sitting in her car. Mysterious, you might think. How can me sitting in my own private property requesting a sergeant be considered resisting? Assault of a police officer. Another traffic offense, and then assaulting a police officer with a weapon and an aggravated injury. Interesting. I find it very crazy that Santos is named 911. Let's go over the narrative. On November the 3rd of 2023 at approximately 22:02 hours, I was conducting a routine patrol when in my fully marked patrol vehicle and in full duty police uniform as I was eastbound on West. In an area of the Whole Foods market, I noticed a silver Honda minivan traveling in the number 2 lane parallel to me, displaying registration tag from Arizona which returned expired, and also showed the plate was suspended for no insurance. As I was collecting this information, I noticed the vehicle was not slowing for illuminated yellow traffic signal. From what I noticed, it was that he was way too far to actually see and take this information, but I'll let it be as it be. The signal turned red and was still red for approximately 4 seconds, and the vehicle showed no signs of slowing. The vehicle then entered and traveled through the intersection. Now, as I approached the driver's side window, the female driver rolled the window down approximately 3 inches and stated she was sorry for proceeding through the red light, indicating she was aware that the red light signal and knowingly proceeded through the signal. She stated she did not want to make an abrupt stop due to her car being loaded with personal effects which may have been hazardous to her and her belongings. Seems as though what she's mentioning is that she knew she had a pry bar, channel locks, and all of this under her driver's seat and did not want to stop too quick as to have that slide and impair her eligibility to either brake or push the gas. Also her mother's urn. I could see she had a large amount of miscellaneous personal items and clutter in the vehicle, but nothing seemed to be placed in a manner that would have been hazardous. He just clearly stated that there's no reason to open up the door. He never saw any aspect of weapons or things that would be harmful to him in which he could use Pennsylvania versus Mims to get her out. I asked her what exactly would have been hazardous to her, and she stated she had books on the floor of the vehicle. I asked the driver for her license, registration, and proof of insurance. She produced a valid Arizona's driver's license and identified her as Erica Montgomery. So she had a valid driver's license. Everything was good. Montgomery stated she had not registered her vehicle because she had been in the process of moving over the course of the last 2 years. I advised her that was not a valid reason to not register her vehicle, and she insisted that she was not required to register her vehicle if she did not have a permanent address. Not only that, is she even using the vehicle in a commercial capacity anyways? I asked her again for her proof of insurance, and she stated she doesn't have to have any and insisted she is not required to have insurance to operate a motor vehicle, which in every aspect of what she's stating is completely true. I had informed her that was not true and asked what would happen if she had been involved in a collision with a vehicle or person when she went through the red stop signal, and she stated flippantly that she had money too, that she didn't have to pay for such things. I had advised her that her license plate was returning suspended due to either not having insurance or her insurance lapsing in the past, and her not providing the insurance with current or MVD with current insurance information. She again insisted she was not required to have insurance and stated she had not been made aware of the MVD that her registration was expired or her license plate was suspended. I advised her I was required to collect the license plate per state statute. She responded by telling me I was not taking her property. I informed Montgomery I was going to write her a citation for the civil infraction, traffic offenses, and collect her license plate as required. She became increasingly agitated and stated again that I was not going to take her property. Based on the statements Montgomery was making, such as not being required to follow state law or subject to fees imposed by the state, as well as other behavior cues, I recognized Montgomery likely aligned with sovereign citizen ideologies. So it's apparently now a problem to be well informed about your rights. And by being well informed of the differences between rights and things that we are required to do and things that we are not required to do, she then is being judged as a sovereign citizen, which nothing's bad about that. It's actually the highest aspect of citizenship in which you can have here in America, according to a 1940 joint resolution for American Day. But it just seems so weird to me that someone who understands their rights is ridiculed or seems to be not free. Based upon my training and experience, so who is to blame? With sovereign citizens, they are often extremely argumentative, can often be extremely violent toward law enforcement, and are known to often be armed. I'm a sovereign citizen and I'm not any of these. Due to this, I called for a second officer to come to my location for extra security. Due to me eventually needing to be in the rear of the vehicle to remove the license plate, I asked Montgomery to step out of the vehicle. Due to her statements and demeanor, I believed placing myself at the rear of the vehicle, with her still in the driver's seat, placed me in an unnecessary dangerous position, as she could easily back the vehicle into or over me very quickly. In addition, I would not have a good view of her, as my attention would be fixated on the license plate screws or bolts. Based on these facts, I asked Montgomery to step out of the vehicle for my safety. But again, Miss Montgomery is not required to do such. Montgomery refused, as she can and should, stating that she did not have to and would not. And again, the previous sentence clearly shows that based on these facts, I asked Montgomery, because again, that's all he can do. He cannot tell her, he cannot demand her, he can only request. Montgomery refused, stating that she did not have to and would not. I advised her of Pennsylvania versus Mims. Did you? We have no proof of that. There is no evidence of that. And even in such, you cannot demand her to get out for no reason. She had a driver's license. There's no probable cause. There's no warrant. Wait for backup and allow the other person, if you're going to remove the plates, then that other person can sit here and have a conversation. Ask that she just take out the keys at least while they remove the plate. But none of that was done. Things were not done by policy and procedure. Montgomery refused, stating she did not have to and would not. I advised her of Pennsylvania versus Mims, which is a U.S. Supreme Court case allowing law enforcement officers to remove all persons from a vehicle during a traffic stop due to an inherent dangerous nature of traffic stops. Wait, to remove all persons from a vehicle during a traffic stop due to inherent dangerous nature of traffic stops? That's not what that says. Maybe he needs to study up on Pennsylvania versus Mims. She still refused and began reaching for objects around her in her lunch area. Again, all stipulations. Maybe she was looking for paperwork. She still refused and began reaching for objects around her and in her lunch area. I asked her to please keep her hands where I could see them and asked what she was reaching for. Initially, she did not respond, and I noticed she was looking to be picking up objects and placing them underneath articles of her clothing and her person. She then stated she was trying to find her phone to call her attorney. I stated I would give her an opportunity to contact an attorney if she felt that was necessary, but she needed to step out of the vehicle, and she needed to. He's asking. Again, you cannot be demanded out of your vehicle reaching for things. She refused and then focused her attention to the open space between the driver and passenger seat, clearly looking for her phone like she just stated, in the van, and reached for that area. At that time, Officer Beers arrived as my cover officer, as requested. I immediately ordered her to stop reaching for objects in the car and to step out of the vehicle. She then reached for the controls on her driver's side door and began rolling the window up. So then, Santos illegally opens the door before she could lock it, and she immediately lunged for the space between her seats. Again, she's getting away from the cop by, I don't get what this guy is. Yeah, I think anybody would. In response, I lunged into the vehicle to attempt to control her hands and defeat the seatbelt, fearing she may have been reaching for a concealed weapon. You were in fear, but then again, that's all your fault. Your fear is not what dictates allowing you to do anything that you want. As I did, I came to lay across her torso area facing her and pressed her body against the seat with my body to control her and prevent her from accessing a weapon or placing the running vehicle into gear. As I was but was she doing that? Or were you just preemptively? So it seems as like you're doing all of these things in your own mind because they've happened to you before, but not to actually combat what she was attempting to do, right? So again, it doesn't make sense to me. As I was trying to defeat the seatbelt, I could feel several strikes on my torso area that I recognized as closed fist strikes. So now he's on top of her and she's punching him with his vest on and he can feel it? Or maybe she's struggling with her knees trying to get out? This guy. Montgomery was also writhing and contorting her body and twisting away from me as I attempted to control her, making it difficult to gain control of her. Well, of course, I don't think I would want, if I've never been in trouble before as a woman, I'm in my whatever age I'm in, I've never been violated like this, and someone is violating me when I've hurt nobody. Of course someone's going to be in fear. Of course someone is going to be like, get off of me. You're lunging in with your violence and your anger when there's been no harm. Who's truly in the wrong here? I then felt a hard object hit my head in the area of my right eye and temple area and heard a metallic clang in my skull, consistent with a metal object striking my head. I was able to unbuckle the seatbelt. All of the truth is right there in 10 words. Heard a metallic clang in my skull consistent with a metal object striking my head. I was able to unbuckle the seatbelt all at the same time. So this dude is literally, now we'll keep reading. I was able to unbuckle the seatbelt, at which time I grabbed onto Montgomery's clothing and forced her out of the vehicle along with Officer Beer's assistance. As she was removed from the vehicle, she became entangled in the loose seatbelt, which was then removed, and Montgomery was forced to the ground despite her attempting to stand up. Montgomery was then hastily handcuffed behind the back. As I looked back toward the driver's door, I noticed a black metal crowbar laying on the ground just outside the open door. This object had not been there during my initial contact with Montgomery. Upon review of the video, the crowbar also did not appear on the ground until after Montgomery was out of the vehicle, indicating it did not fall from the area between the door and the driver's seat when I initially opened the door. This led me to believe Montgomery had used the object to strike me in the head, and it had fallen out of the vehicle with her when she was forcefully removed. Sergeant Leon arrived and took control of Montgomery, who was then searched and placed into the rear prisoner compartment of my vehicle. I'm not going to speculate. I think you can already know exactly what's going on. As I looked at the driver's seat area, because what we notice is that he never said he saw her with it. He never said there was hands. He said underneath her hands he was laying on top and he had control of her torso while he's unbuckling the seatbelt. Well, it's clear as day that you got hit with the seatbelt, man. Come on, let's wake up now. And the crowbar was on the ground with the pliers that's also in the photos as far as evidence. She drug it out because she goes out rock hunting to make jewelry. This guy. As I looked at the driver's seat area, I also noted a large folding saw placed on the left side of the driver's seat between the seat and the door, and I also noticed a large pair of channel lock style pliers, of course, on the driver floorboard. Thank you. And on top of the large knife handle protruding with a pocket knife was on the left side of the passenger seat. All of these items, as well as miscellaneous others of rocks ranging in size from tennis balls to softball, were within Montgomery's immediate reach. Exactly what I was stating. That's what she does. She collects rocks and makes jewelry. So they made a really bad judgment of character here in relation to this. But let's continue on how bad things actually get. Now what we're going to see here is the grand jury indictment, which just happened not too long ago on Wednesday, January 15th of 2025. What I find very interesting about this grand jury indictment is that they called the sergeant to the stand. And when they called the sergeant to the stand, she gave a testimony for Mr. Santos for some odd reason. And she answered in the way in which was giving testimony for him. Now, let's just take a quick peek at maybe some of these questions, right? Sergeant Leon, she introduces herself, she confirms how long she's been with the department, and that Santos has been apparently upgraded to a sergeant. They're asking her in the grand jury as though she's giving testimony and knew exactly what had happened in this situation as though she had been there, but she never had. She wasn't there whatsoever. Question: what did Miss Montgomery do? The answer: Miss Montgomery refused to get out and started reaching for the control on the passenger. You know, to the windows, and he thought he was probably going to get locked out. So he opened the door, trying to get control of Miss Montgomery. Again, I'm trying to figure out, I can lock my doors, right? Yes. Can you just randomly open my door without a probable cause? No. Then the next question comes into play. And so at that point, is that when the suspect began hitting Santo with her fist? Yes. And then during that confrontation, did Officer Santos feel himself struck in the top of the head with a metal object? Yes, he did. Why is the sergeant answering for Santos? Why isn't Santos there to testify himself as a real material witness? This is not a material witness. She never seen anything. So what they're doing is they're not including the exculpatory evidence. The grand jury is doing what they're doing here on the prosecution side is violating her rights by not putting all the evidence in, exculpatory and inculpatory. Several violations are occurring here because she is lying. She never seen this. She doesn't know. Here you can see that they're using things within on line 22, or should I say line 24. Did Officer Santos believe that crowbar is what was used to strike him? Yes. And then also inside the suspect car, there was a large folding saw. There was a large folding saw. Yes. Here what we'll see at the top of page 15 in this corner. And then Officer Santos taken to the hospital? Yes. And ultimately diagnosed with a concussion? Yes. That's a lie. We have the report. The report states that there were no damages whatsoever. Here, let me show you. What we are now seeing is the aspect of the medical center. What seems to, for Jesse Santos, you can see his name at the top right-hand corner, patient, and it says comparison none, clinical history, ordering provider. Read CT, reason for exam, CT maxillofacial without contrast, trauma is what it says. And then it says technique, non-thicker scan was performed in the axial plane with multiplanar reformations. All CT scans at Northern Arizona Health Corps are performed using a dose modulation techniques as appropriate for the exam. Performed including the following: automated exposure control, blase. Findings: no acute facial fractures, normal mandible with anatomic alignment at the joints, normal skull base, no acute soft tissue changes, no acute intracranial changes, normal orbital impression, no acute facial fracture, nothing's wrong with this guy whatsoever, not even tissue damage. Now my question to you is, with all of the things that you just seen, why would the state try to continue? And do you think they can continue with what they're doing? Me personally, I would say no. Now Erica's gone through so many things. She's gone through attorneys, she's tried very, very hard and presented herself very hard in court. Let's listen to just some aspects of how strong she's actually been.
Decide they don't want to do that and they hire an attorney or get one appointed. So I want you to understand, you have the absolute right to represent yourself and waive an attorney. That form is simply saying at this point you're waiving your right to counsel. You're not giving up the right ever. You can always hire an attorney later on, and I just want to be clear on that. Okay, then?
Thank you.
All right. So are you wanting to represent yourself or do you want to hire an attorney?
I am representing myself pro se, and I have some administrative.
Right to count assistance of counsel at this time, correct?
No, actually, my counsel of choice is here, and if he could step forward and assist me, that would.
Is he licensed in the state of Arizona as an attorney? No, I didn't say step forward.
I have my right to my counsel of choice, and if that is my best friend.
This is the time set for an arraignment. Ms. Montgomery, have you received the copy of the indictment?
No, I have.
So that just goes to show you that she's actually been doing a lot of work, and that was actually a year ago, back in December in 2023, so over a year ago now. She was dealing with an indictment then. Even the judge said it, you heard him. What's crazy to me is she's still dealing with this to this day. She just had the grand jury do another indictment. They're recharging her again. It's wild to me. But she's been in the Operation Wise Dome, and when she first came in there, you could tell how hurt she was, how much stress this has caused, how much this has drained her and changed her life completely. Just honestly, how much irreparable harm has been caused that she'll never be able to get rid of. I'm sure therapy may help, but the PTSD from this situation has been so traumatic on her that it's been hard for us to empower her back to getting to her normal state because of the violations and just the tragedies that she's had to go through. So as we've been working with her helping in any way that we can to help her learn or just utilize some documents, what we ended up finding was that she's empowering herself. And to see her attitude and everything that's changed over these past few weeks, or should I say month, seeing a rekindling of her spirit, and that just empowers me so much and empowers her so much. The symbiotic energy is there, and it empowers the rest of our group, because the group, as far as Operation Wise Dome sees, is that we can do everything. But we're not done yet, nor is this over, so we need your help. I need all of you to look in the pinned comment of this video and in the description, in which you'll see is a petition to sign for Erica to bring about the change and to dismiss all charges with prejudice against Erica. For this is a tragedy, and we have to get this corrected. Never been in trouble. Beautiful soul and beautiful person. The circumstances just happened that a crowbar came out and the seatbelt hit this dude in the head while he took it off, but she never did it, and nor do they even claim that she did it. They just state, I believed. And with the wrong things, with the illegal actions that are being taken place from the grand jury and just other aspects as far as the prosecution is concerned, we need to make sure that we're looking out for each other, because this could happen to any of us. Just circumstances happen. People make mistakes. Mistakes were made on Santos' side, for sure. But you got to be a man and stand up to that with honor, integrity, and morality, so that way we can move past that and we can unify again. And that's the whole point of this, is unity. If we make mistakes, let's fix them and let's own up to our mistakes and be better. I love you all. Hey, I am you and we are us, and we are all part of the great I am. I love you, Erica. We're going to get justice for you, dear. We got you.